The new OnePlus flagship has arrived, and this is indeed a flagship. This is the OnePlus 7 Pro, so let's take a look. Hey guys, this is Rupesh from Beebom.com, and today we have the OnePlus 7 Pro in this huge, massive looking box. So what are you waiting for? Let's unbox this thing. But before we get on with the unboxing, let me tell you that this video has been sponsored by Capes, which makes good looking and high quality skins for phones, laptops, consoles and a lot more. I'll talk more about Cape skins later on, so stay tuned for that. Now let's unbox this thing. So we got the media box where we got the OnePlus 7 Pro, the OnePlus Bullets Wireless 2, a video on which is coming soon, the OnePlus Warp car charger, and yeah, all of it is pretty cool. Anyway, it's time to check out the OnePlus 7 Pro. So here it is, the phone we have all been waiting for, the OnePlus 7, and this is the first true flagship from OnePlus, because this is a phone that packs in almost everything we've always wanted in a OnePlus flagship. It has changes on the design front, it has a new display, it has a new camera setup, it has a bigger battery, and it has new speakers. So yeah, there's a lot of changes here. So let's start off with the design first. So as you can see, we have the Nebula blue version of the OnePlus 7 Pro, and while the back is still glass and it hasn't changed much, this is a beautiful looking phone. The matte finish, the subtle gradient, and the premium finish give this phone a gorgeous look. But what's even better is the front. Yes, this looks amazing, doesn't it? Gone are the notches, and the OnePlus 7 Pro has a bezel-less display. Yes, there's still a very tiny chin here, but trust me when I say that this is truly bezel-less and beautiful. And that is thanks to this pop-up camera. This is your usual pop-up camera that you've seen in Vivo phones and other phones, but it seems pretty fast when it comes to popping up and retracting. Just look at how fast Face Unlock works here. Yeah, it's very fast, and OnePlus says Face Unlock on this phone is faster, and well, so far it does seem very fast. And if you're wondering about the pop-up camera's durability, OnePlus says that the pop-up camera mechanism has been tested over 300,000 times, so yeah, it should be fine. Anyway, the sides of the display are curved like we saw in the leaked renders, and the curved edges do add a lot more personality to the phone. And I think this makes the phone look a lot like Huawei's flagships, right? Now all that is good, but since the OnePlus 7 Pro has a bigger battery and a bigger display, this means that it's a slightly hefty phone. The OnePlus 7 Pro weighs in at 206 grams, and that means it's not a very lightweight smartphone. Here's the weight comparison of the OnePlus 7 Pro with other flagships. See, the OnePlus 7 Pro is on the heavier side. I mean, it's not a big problem, but yeah, this is a big and hefty phone. Anyway, the beautiful design is complemented by this gorgeous display. The display here is one of the biggest changes in the OnePlus 7 Pro from past OnePlus flagships. So let's see the specs. Well, this is a 6.67-inch fluid AMOLED display, and it's the first OnePlus phone to pack in a QHD Plus display. So that means it's sharper and definitely better looking than the displays on older OnePlus phones. So yeah, we have been wanting a QHD Plus display on a OnePlus flagship, and we finally get it. But if you're worried about battery life, there is an option here to set the resolution to auto or 1080p to save up some battery life. Anyway, OnePlus did not just stop at QHD Plus. The display here is called Fluid AMOLED because it also has a high refresh rate of 90 Hz. For people unaware, the higher the refresh rate, the smoother the content will look. Now the 90 Hz refresh rate is not something I can show you in a video. In fact, you have to use this phone in person to see its effect. But I can tell you this, the 90 Hz refresh rate makes everything smoother, the UI, the transitions, everything. To be honest, you won't notice a huge difference straight away while just surfing through the UI. But when you switch back to 60 Hz, you will realize how smooth 90 Hz makes things. Its impact is obviously more noticeable in games. The higher refresh rate really enhances the gaming experience. It just feels smoother and looks more smoother. Now there is an option to set the refresh rate to the standard 60 Hz if you want to save up some battery. But yeah, we'll be doing some tests to check how much of an impact 90 Hz makes on the battery. So yeah, the new Fluid AMOLED display in the OnePlus 7 Pro is the biggest change in the phone, and it shows. This display is just right up there with the best flagships. And since it's bezel-less, playing games or watching movies is just an out-of-the-world experience. Plus, the media experience here is better thanks to dual stereo speakers. Yes, stereo speakers is another feature we've been wanting on OnePlus phones, and it's finally here. So there's a speaker on the top grille and there's a speaker on the bottom. Nice. Apart from that, there's again the optical in-display fingerprint scanner, which OnePlus says is the latest generation and is faster, but I did not really notice a huge difference when compared to the 60. But yeah, I'll be testing things out extensively in the next few days. Overall, so far, I love the design on the OnePlus 7 Pro, but if you're someone who's afraid of breaking a glass phone, you should check out Cape Skins. Capes offers a variety of skins that make the phone look premium while protecting it against scratches. These skins also offer a nice grip, so holding the phone is definitely better. These skins also use high quality 3M materials which will not leave any residue behind, so that's cool. Capes offers a lot of high quality skins, and as you can see, they all look really good. Cape skins are available for almost all popular phones out there, laptops, headphones and more at prices starting at just Rs 399. Plus, Beebom subscribers can get a discount of 10% by using the code Beebom. So what are you waiting for? Check out Cape skins from the link in the description down below. Now let's move on to the cameras on the OnePlus 7 Pro, which is another area where the new OnePlus flagship is set to bring some major upgrades. Well, I'm hoping so, because while OnePlus flagships have had decent cameras, they never really have matched up to the flagships. So the OnePlus 7 Pro packs in a triple camera setup with a 48 megapixel f1.6 Sony IMX586 primary sensor, an 8 megapixel telephoto lens with 3x optical zoom support, and a 16 megapixel ultra wide angle lens. Now on paper, this seems like a major upgrade, but let's take a look at the photos. Well, as you can see, the OnePlus 7 Pro takes good photos when there's good lighting. Even in low light, the wide f1.6 aperture captures in a lot of light, and I like it. Now usual photos seem nice, but strangely the portrait mode is pretty average. It smoothens the face, edge detection is finicky, and yeah, as you can see in this photo, it's not very good. Anyway, there's also the wide angle camera here, and I quite like the photos from it. Take a look. Now these look cool, right? I mean, the colors are intact, and while it does not have the details as the primary sensor, it's still pretty good. Lastly, there's 3x optical zoom support thanks to the telephoto lens, and well, here are a few 3x zoom photos. Now these photos are fine, but I have noticed that at times when I take a 3x zoom photo, it shows the aperture as f1.6, which is the aperture of the primary camera, which means it's just cropping a photo from the primary sensor. Now there are times when it captures photos at f2.4, which is the aperture of the telephoto lens. So it's a little weird, and hopefully OnePlus will fix things. On the video front, the OnePlus 7 Pro has support for 4K at 60 FPS videos, and it has OIS. And well, it shows. Here's a 4K 60 FPS video from the phone, and I not only like the quality here, I like how stable this is. Yeah, this is good. Here's a 1080p video, which is even more stable. Yeah, this is even better. So yeah, things look good on the video front. Anyway, coming back to the photos, we took a few comparison shots between the OnePlus 7 Pro and the OnePlus 60. And well, you'll notice that in these photos, there isn't a lot of difference. I mean, in some shots, the OnePlus 7 Pro captures more detailed photos, but there are times when I prefer the OnePlus 60 photos. So yeah, so far, the 48 megapixel sensor does not seem like a huge deal. Then there's the pop-up camera on the front. It is a 16 megapixel f2.0 camera, and it takes some great selfies. Take a look. As you can see, the selfies are pretty good, right? Well, the front camera also has EIS, and it's pretty good. Check this out.
Hey guys, this is a video from the OnePlus 7 Pro, and the OnePlus 7 Pro has 1080p video support with EIS, so hopefully it's stable. Well, we'll find out.
Overall, I like the fact that the OnePlus 7 Pro has an ultra wide angle camera and a 3x optical zoom camera. But yeah, the 48 megapixel primary camera hasn't really blown my mind. But yeah, it's still early days, and I'll reserve my judgment for a full review where we'll be testing out the camera a lot more extensively and against other camera phones. Moving on to the hardware. Now, the OnePlus phones have always had the best hardware, and well, the OnePlus 7 Pro is no exception. The phone comes with the Snapdragon 855 chipset with up to 12 gigs of RAM and up to 256 gigs of storage. And mind you, we are talking about UFS 3.0 storage, which means the OnePlus 7 Pro is the first phone to pack in UFS 3.0 storage. Now, UFS 3.0 means fast read and write speeds and lower power consumption, so it's a win. Compared to UFS 2.1, which is used in other phones, UFS 3.0 is 2x faster, so yeah, it's a good move from OnePlus to include UFS 3.0 storage in the phone. Anyway, coming back to the chipset, the OnePlus 7 Pro becomes the first smartphone to pack in the Snapdragon 855. Well, better late than never. Anyway, check out the benchmark scores of the OnePlus 7 Pro. As you can see, the benchmark scores are pretty impressive and better than the scores of the S10e, which comes with the Exynos 9820 chipset. Now, benchmarks apart, the OnePlus 7 Pro is a blazing fast phone. This is the 12GB RAM variant of the phone, and in my usage so far, this has been super smooth and just all-round impressive. It's been lag-free, and when it comes to gaming so far, this phone handles all the popular high-end games like a champ. It's just really good. Look, I was expecting flagship grade performance from the OnePlus 7 Pro, and so far it delivers. I mean, my OnePlus 6 is smooth and fluid till date, so it's not a surprise. Now, the great performance can also be attributed to Oxygen OS here. The OnePlus 7 Pro comes with the new Oxygen OS 9.5 on top of Android Pie, and it has some really cool new features. There's a new screenshot editor which makes it easier to annotate and blur certain things in a screenshot. There's a new gaming mode in partnership with Fnatic, which improves gaming performance, brings advanced D&D and a lot more. There's also a new Zen mode, a new feature which encourages you to take a break from your phone. When Zen mode is turned on, your phone becomes unavailable for 20 minutes and you can only make calls and take photos. It's pretty nice. But my favorite feature of Oxygen OS 9.5 is the new native screen recorder. First of all, it works really well, and secondly, it lets you record the phone's internal audio, which is just a lifesaver for us who like to record games and show it to you guys. So yeah, the Oxygen OS 9.5 on the OnePlus 7 Pro is great, and I love the new features here. Lastly, there's the battery. The OnePlus 7 Pro comes with a huge 4000 mAh battery, so the battery life here should be better. When it comes to charging, the phone has 30-watt warp charging from the 60 McLaren edition, so the charging should be pretty fast too. So this is the OnePlus 7 Pro. And I pretty much told you everything about the device, and at the time of shooting this video, we don't know the price of the phone. But we are expecting it to be around rupees 45 to rupees 50,000. Now that's a big jump from the OnePlus 60. Now I know that OnePlus is trying to portray the OnePlus 7 Pro as the flagship, but is the price justified? Well, I'm not sure about that, but the OnePlus 7 Pro does have a lot of new features. The display here is the best we have seen on a OnePlus phone. It has faster storage, a lot of RAM, a triple camera setup, and a bigger battery. Having said that, I'm not sure about its camera performance, and the phone can be a little hefty for some. So if you're wondering whether you should buy it, well, I'll suggest you to wait for a full review which arrives soon, so stay tuned for that. Well, those are our first impressions of the brand new OnePlus 7 Pro. So what do you think of the device? And if you have any questions on the OnePlus 7 Pro, make sure to comment below and we'll answer them in our full review. So yeah, comment below. Also give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure to share it with your friends who have been waiting for the OnePlus 7 Pro. Lastly, subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech videos. That's me signing off. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.